So, there's this manga called the Bateren Tales, and it takes place in Japan at a time where Christianity was banned. It takes place in a residence where those who renounce their faith of Christianity are held. Some are still there, and the main character, Nagayo Jobe, was held there at the age of 6 till now, and he is 21 years old at present day. Now, Jobe's parents were both Christians and were captured shortly after he was born. His mom died a martyr and his father left the faith. And shortly, his father passes, and Jobe, at the age of 6, like I said, was kept at the Christian residence. Now, everything is pretty normal. Jobe has gotten used to the life that he lives. Even though there are guards practically everywhere, it's pretty much normal everyday life. You know, stepping on images of Jesus and Mary to prove that they do not believe in Christ is a normal thing, and Jobe does it without hesitation. But things start to shift as more guards are being deployed, and the magistrate of religious affairs shows up in person, which he doesn't do often. The residence is ordered to stay in at night, and a mysterious man is being carried, restrained to a solitary cell on the residence. With the new prisoner now in the residence, Oshitsu, an older lady who is pretty much a mother figure to Jobe, is the one sent to guard and to be with the prisoner. And Jobe notices and he wants to find out what's going on, and so he presses Oshitsu, and at first she withholds the truth, but eventually she lets in. And she tells Jobe what's going on. And Oshitsu tells Jobe that the new prisoner is a Bateren, a foreign priest. And this piques Jobe's curiosity even the more, because when he was a child, he was told that Baterens were monster-like warlocks who use witchcraft and wants to eat people's eyes. And I guess you could assume that more than likely it was just to steer him clear of any trouble or danger. I mean, let's not forget, Christianity is banned. You might want to keep as far as possible from something as dangerous as that. I mean, you could die if people find out that you believe in such, let's just say, fairy tales. But nevertheless, as time goes on, Oshitsu begins to look really sick, and it's getting worse over time. And anytime Jobe asks if there's something going on, she only tells him that it's because she's getting old and there's nothing that she can do. But Jobe knows better than to think that suddenly some prisoner is brought into a cage and now she has to stay in guard and be with him. And all these really weird things happen. There has to be something more. I mean, could those rumors he was told as a child be true? Maybe not. Due to the progressing strange things going on, Jobe begins to be anxious and he prays to a statue called Canon for the well-being of Oshitsu. And unfortunately, a day later, someone was found with a secret cross. And with heartbreak, Jobe finds out that it was Oshitsu. And now, he can't help but find out what's going on. The order is given another night for everyone to stay indoors. But after everything that's happened, Jobe cannot let another night go by without finding out what's really going on. And so, Jobe disobeys and goes out into the dark, past the guards, makes it to the cell, and he is utterly dumbfounded by what he sees next. And as he peeks into the cage, he sees what seems like a dark abyss, to which suddenly he hears, "What are you looking at?" Eyes appearing suddenly, and the voice continues, "How foolish. You didn't stop to consider that you might have been entranced, just like that old woman had been. It's too late now. You already belong to us. The fact that you came here, despite the danger, just proves it. So how long do you intend to stand there? Come a bit closer. You wish to know more about me, don't you?" Jobei struggles to respond, but then he hears an unknown language being yelled. Latin is being spoken to Jobei's confusion. His eyes adjust to the darkness and sees two men in the cell, one standing tall with a book in one hand and the cross in the other, and a man restrained next to him. And that man standing peers over at Jobei, leaving Jobei in utter shock. Honestly, I've never done that before, and I don't know, I might do it again. But anyways, I just want to make it kind of dramatic. I've never done it before. I want to see. But anyways, there's more to talk about. And I first wanted to talk about some of the characters. And so, the first one that I want to talk about is the religious inspector. The religious inspector is a character in the story, and he kind of oversees the exorcisms. And it's not necessarily because he believes in any of it. It's mostly because there seems to be this really weird thing going on in Japan at this time. People are kind of showing very weird signs, some of them. And usually, for whatever reason, they have some connection to Christians, for whatever reason. So, he kind of brings Antonio, who is the exorcist, probably more as like an experiment or a test to see if any of this stuff works. Not to believe it, but will it put an end to these really weird things going on with these people? Speaking Latin, talking about things they shouldn't know about, because it would pretty much mean that they were alive during times which they weren't. I mean, older women talking about people's past and what they've done when they've never shared it. A young boy talking about Jobei's parents as if he knew, or as if he was there. These seem to be very big issues that needs to be, put to an end. Honestly, the design for the religious inspector is pretty interesting. I mean, the art style as a whole, I actually really like. But, I actually kind of like the design. It's just, I did kind of worry when I first saw it. It's like, okay, I hope they don't make everybody who's like, let's just say against like Christianity, kind of look like, him, just kind of odd, and have the main character and the priest be the more visually appealing, But thankfully, as we go through, you have some more normal looking, if you will, characters. Now, Antonio, the Bateren, or the Bateren, however it's pronounced, is the exorcist out of his home country, Rome, who, being identified as a Christian, is captured and locked up. But due to the mysterious darkness going on, as we said, he's being encouraged by the religious inspector to perform exorcisms. And Antonio knows very little Japanese and has to have an interpreter with him always. And honestly, how Antonio comes off is he's actually pretty likable. He's a pretty cool guy, honestly. He definitely is probably one of my favorite characters, just in terms of like being, I feel like, pretty cool representation of Christianity. Now, I'm not Catholic, but Christianity is in the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a part of the Christianity ballpark, so it's like I'm in that ballpark. So I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't gotta specifically be my denomination. But I actually really enjoy his character. He's actually very kind. There's even a moment where Jobei has to come in and give him food, doing the same duties as the older lady. And unfortunately, a rat comes in and, kind of takes the food. But, Antonio's like, it's cool, I'll share with the rat. Like, now, personally, if it was me, I'm stomping on that rat until, it's dead. But Antonio's just built different. He got the got the grace of God when it comes to animals, because I don't have that same grace. To be completely honest, I probably would have ran away, because I'm not really into, like, rats. But really cool character, honestly. Really cool. So now the interpreter is the guy that kind of has to go and document the exorcisms, and so he interprets Antonio's Latin, and it's pretty boastful about it. He doesn't shut up about how great he is, but he really hates his job. He definitely thinks it's below him, but he's actually pretty cool though. He's kind of funny. Again, they don't believe in any of it. Jobei doesn't, well, as far as we know. There's some kind of story stuff going on, which I don't quite know, but obviously the interpreter, the religious interpreter, they don't quite believe, but they do, they're watching, so now there's like two other characters I want to talk about, and specifically one is a Buddhist. I'm not really familiar, I don't remember what type of Buddhist he was, but he's like kind of a Buddhist priest who goes around. He does exorcisms as well, but one specific moment in the comic is where the son of a shogun is experiencing demonic possession, and he's had trouble with that specific boy or that specific situation. And so the general, which is like, I think, a step down before, I don't quite know. I don't know if he is the shogun or the general. That's like a different thing. But anyways, the general definitely wants this matter to be done with, basically. And so he doesn't really too much care who comes and do it. Again, does not believe in any of it. He does not care. He even states he doesn't care if it's from Buddha or from another god of a different, or he says, or some evil god. That's what he says. But, he's a pretty interesting character, the general, in that he doesn't care about religion at all. He just he cares more about the shogun, and he listens and follows the shogun. And so he's just like, get this demon out of him. That's it. Yeah. And honestly, he's pretty interesting. He's kind of breaks up that just completely being against it. He's not really for anything besides the country. He's for Japan. Does not really care about anything else, honestly. And then, I think it's pretty interesting of a character. But now, there's one thing I really do enjoy about this manga, is that Antonio, being a priest or whatever, when he's dealing with like demon possessed people, the woman, I can't tell you why. I can tell you why. It's so cool to see something in which, let's just say that the priest does the power of the Christ compels you, and things actually work out. Like, I ain't gonna lie, usually it's kind of more of in America, it's usually more of a, how do I say, probably more of a cynical aspect of it, or if it's done at all, usually the priest is super bad, and when they try to exorcise people, they themselves are like very sinful anyway. So it's like their prayers don't mean anything. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But I guess overall what I'm saying is that I guess the portrayal of it is just kind of cool to see, within the context of the manga, Christ's power over all of the devices of Satan and, demons and all that. It's just kind of cool, honestly. It's kind of satisfying. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty epic, man. It does get pretty intense, even in terms of, even besides the demonic possessions, there is obviously kind of social, political things going on. Like, obviously, in Japan, they don't want Antonio coming around trying to convert people. And there is a question in one of the chapters to which they ask him, are you here to convert followers to Christianity or whatever? And though I can't really remember what he said or how that went, it's quite a bit to this manga. There is quite a lot of mystery in certain aspects, but yeah, I really enjoy it, and yeah, I really enjoyed the art style as well. I like the cartooniness of it, and I even like the variety of the different types of characters that you kind of see. Now, it's only been like 8 chapters out, I think, but I really enjoyed it, and that's all I really have to say. I encourage you guys to read it. See ya.